time to wrap up the small forwards. I'm Dustin, this is Brent. Before we get into it, get onto the site, get in those forums, check out our other tiers and rankings, and don't forget about that cheat sheet. Brent, let's take a look at Tier 6.
And it starts with Trevor Ariza. Hopefully gets his field goal percentage up over 40%. He was 39 last year. New home in New Orleans. Gotta like that though with Chris Paul throwing him the ball. Next on our list we have Darrell Wright of Golden State. He's penciled in as the starter, but keep a close eye on Reggie Williams, kind of in the waiting. If Wright starts, he could be poised for a breakout season. Then we have Richard Jefferson, kind of a big disappointment for the Spurs last year, but he's been a 20-point scorer in the past, so the potential is there. And rounding out Tier 6 is Andre Karolinko. He's really not fighting anybody for minutes in Utah, and you know what he's going to get you, all that filler stats, those steals, those blocks, a great little addition to any fantasy team.
Let's take a look at Tier 7. We got a sleeper alert. Nicholas Batum out there in Portland. It's not nearly as crowded as it used to be. Looks like he's going to see a lot of minutes, and we like him later in the draft. Next, we got the Matrix, Sean Marion. Not the player he used to be, but he can still put up numbers, and he's going to fill it up across the board for you. And the last guy at number 23, Tayshaun Prince. Not going to blow you away with any of his numbers, but he's going to be pretty decent across the board.
Tier 8 starts with Klyza. He's now with Toronto. Whenever he did play on the Nuggets and Melo was out, he normally stepped in and played pretty well. So maybe he's going to do the same with Toronto Raptors because he should have a starting gig, it looks like. All right, at number 25, we have Jamario Moon. There's going to be more minutes there with LeBron gone, and when Moon's gotten minutes over his career, he normally filled up the stat sheet. Next on our list, we have Reggie Williams. Yeah, he played great at the end of last year, but with Don Nelson out as head coach, we're not really sure where Williams fits in. If he does end up starting, however, you need to definitely move him up. All right, next we have Wesley Johnson. This guy's been touted as the rookie that's most NBA ready, and for good reason. Expect Johnson to have a pretty good year. And rounding out Tier 8 is Ron Artest. We really just don't love his situation. Essentially, there's so many players out there. He's not asked to do a ton for the Los Angeles Lakers. Don't overdraft him simply based on his name.
Our last tier starts with Martell Webster out with the Timberwolves. It is a bit of a mess out there, but he should see a decent amount of minutes and at the very least be a good three-point specialist for your team. Next, we got Al Thornton. He's projected to be a starter with the Wizards. We don't expect huge things from him, but he could see over 10 points and about 5 rebounds or so a game. Look for him late in your draft. Next, we got Grant Hill, still out with the Suns. Not the player he used to be, but he can still put up some numbers. And the last guy we're going to talk about for the small forward is Shane Battier. Don't ask him to do a ton, but he'll get you over a block, about a steal and a 3 a game. He can be a nice role player for you that you can get really late.
So that's it for the small forwards. Make sure you go online, download that top 100 cheat sheet. It's going to be a real big help for you. Get in the forums with any questions. And as always, good luck this year.